Gonna share some tricks you ought to know. AI tools that make your business grow. Welcome to the Night Owl Show. Stay up late to catch this vibe. Smart solutions we prescribe. Tech and tips that you can use. Tune in now and light the fuse. Get ready to shine and take flight, with wisdom that comes in the night. Oh, AI to help you reach your goal. Welcome to the Night Owl Show. From dusk till dawn, we got
the groove. All right, let's get set up. We are getting ready to be productive. Good evening, my fellow night owls. We want to make sure that in the evening we are as productive as possible. Shout out to our sponsor, EV Mux, allowing us to use this platform to stream to you live. Make sure I'm not too off. But tonight we're going to do an overview of some of the events that are happening that you should be part of. We're also going to fine-tune our Dripify automation on LinkedIn so that we can be reaching out to executive directors, because we were working with Calabash to build out a training for nonprofits so that they can really build up their capacity to get funding. We're going to be sharing a lot of the different templates and tools and tips and tricks that we've used to raise over $2 million for our nonprofit, the Afro-Caribbean Business Network, and also grants that we've gotten for businesses, but this is focused to nonprofits. So we're going to create an automation to connect with other executive directors of nonprofits and see if this is something that we can support them with. So first, before we get into all of that, let me see. Okay, do we want that up? Yeah, we'll leave it up for now. And I did want to share my screen so you can see what events are happening. All right, give me one sec. Share screen. Let's use entire screen. Hopefully this will work fine. And let's put it onto. All right. So on Saturday, Saturday, March the 21st, definitely check out the. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Oh, but it shows this in the window. Can I remove that? Hold on. I want to make sure we have the right window here. We want to be in the corner. Can I move my guy? Where do we want it to be? Yeah, I like it like that. I wonder, can I move this around somewhere else? No, I cannot. All right, we'll leave it for now. Oh, but we can take off these banners. We don't need that one. We'll leave the bottom one for now. All right, and then we can move this. Let's see if this is looking how we want it. Click off. I'm in the corner. Boom. So as I was saying, we are doing the ACBN Legacy Symposium 2026 edition, again at Sheridan College in Mississauga. We have some heavy hitters. So Edwina McKinnon, who is a Forbes featured AI business strategist, because this theme is building wealth by leveraging AI. So everything that we've been learning on the Night Owl Show, we want to make sure and bring you the experts so that you can see how powerful AI is and can be for your business. And of course, Andrew Bromfield, who almost 8 years ago was at our first ever ACBN Legacy Symposium, and we were at the BBPA, the Black Business and Professional Association's headquarters, downtown Toronto on Elm Street, and he was there talking to us about AI and it was coming and how you could make digital twins for health and just all that is happening today. He was talking about it 8 years ago. So I reached out and I said, you need to come back and update us on what is 8 years in the future as best you can, or what do you see, or what should we be looking out for. So I'm really looking to get his insight and learning about what he feels this wave of AI is going to do for us. So as I mentioned, there's I think about 10 tickets left. I know we got close to capacity and we were able to open up a few more tickets. We want you to bring a friend so you can get 2-for-1 deal. Instead of paying $150 for one ticket, you get two. Or if you just want to come by yourself, it's $100. So as we mentioned, it's full day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We have some amazing facilitators. We do our speed facilitation sessions, we do our breakout sessions. It's really a day that you get to network and connect with like-minded people. So you definitely don't want to miss it. If you have not gotten your ticket and you are available Saturday, March 21st from 9 a.m. to 6 at Sheridan College in Mississauga. So that's the campus right across the street from Square One Shopping Mall, the Hazel McCallion campus. Definitely join us. We want to see how we can support your business, meet you in person. I know we do a lot of Zoom calls and different virtual meetings, but it's always great to be in the same space together. So hopefully we shall see you then. Another event that is happening is on this Tuesday, March the 17th, from 6:30 to 7:30. I got to meet this gentleman, Adrell Lewis, who works for Salesforce. And when he was doing his presentation, he said, if you're still on ChatGPT or Claude, you are behind. You need to be on building agents. So I know we've dabbled and tried to build our own agents here. We haven't quite got it figured out. So Salesforce has created something called Agentforce. So I'm gonna actually pull it up and see how much of it we can just learn today. Well, actually, I'll do that now. So let's see what we can learn on Salesforce.com about Agentforce. So let's see, explore Agentforce. Boom, it's right on their homepage. So the number one AI CRM, humans and agents drive customer success together. Agentforce transforms sales, service, commerce, marketing, IT, and more by uniting apps, data, and agents on one trusted platform. Let's see. Now, every department is an engine for growing customer success, from sales following up on every lead instantly to service delivering 24/7 expertise, proven ROI delivered. So, I mean, hey, we got to get on board. So, we're talking about grow your small business with AI agents. That's a guide. So, we definitely have to follow this guide. So, we are going to get an overview from Adrell on Tuesday, March the 17th at 6:30. So if you don't have a ticket for this, I'll put it into the description after the show and make sure that you get your tickets because we want to make sure we don't get left behind. So this pre-legacy symposium workshop is really designed to support you understanding what AI tools are out there. And I'm looking forward to learning about agents because if they can truly take your business, understand it, and then help you execute, that is the holy grail. So book your book some time on Tuesday, March the 17th to join us. Next week, so that's all happening this week. Next week, when I mentioned after the symposium, we are doing another delegation downtown so this is the 28th. Yes. So down to pitch on Dragon's Den. So for those that might know, I was on Dragon's Den with my company Detailing Nights back in 2024, so September 2024. But the auditions are open again. So they have been already traveling across Canada doing the different auditions. But the next one in Toronto, so February 7th was one of their audition dates. And the next one coming up is Saturday, March the 28th. I would love to see our entrepreneurs show up strong. I'm not going to tell you how many we want to show up. It's going to be a surprise for the Dragons Den producers, but we want to come strong this time. Last time we had about 20 people that went down, and 3 of those got on the show. So we definitely want to go down as a group again. So you do go down to pitch to the producers of Dragon's Den. So when you pitch to the producers of Dragon's Den, then they are able to decide if they're going to bring you back so that you can pitch and get recorded in front of the Dragons. So it all starts with this audition. So we go down Toronto CBC studio, the CBC building. I should actually say, I believe it's on Front and Wellington and kind of in between both streets. So if you do want more information, we'll put it into the chat or into the description again. To you can read their website about the auditions. Actually, I can pull it up for you so you can see that the auditions are live. So season 21 is the one that's coming up, and so you apply online, so you can fill out the form, and then you go to the in-person auditions as well. And you'll see they're going across. So they started in Toronto in February, Montreal they did 2 days, Calgary they did 2 days, Yellowknife they did a day, London they did on March 11th. So that just passed Wednesday. Okay, nice. And in Vancouver they're going to be this weekend. So if you're in Vancouver, you definitely want to go pitch and audition this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and then they're back March the 28th, 25 John Street. So it's right in between Front and Wellington. John Street, CBC building is there. So you do have to apply online, and then we want to show up in person. So if you feel nervous about going to pitch, that we got your back. So on Wednesday, the March the 25th, we are going to do some pitch prep. So I'm going to share my story. We're going to have Nobellum there to, they do a lot of pitch training. So we're going to really coach you on how to deliver that pitch. You really have about 2 minutes to intrigue the producers so that they'd want to bring you onto the show. And then you have to be ready for the rapid fire questions. The producers are going to mimic the Dragons asking you questions about your business. So you want to be ready. You want to know your numbers. You want to know what type of investment you want. What percentage are you willing to give up of equity in your company? And what does growth look like? What does it look like for your company if it gets this money? What will you be able to accomplish? And if you have a team, if you're partnered with the Dragons. So it is a virtual event on Wednesday, March the 25th. So we're going to be doing pitch training to help you get prepared to go down to Dragon's Den. So we'll put both of these links into the description so you're able to check it out. So a recap from back to front. Well, the symposium is happening. So the ACBN Legacy Symposium, Saturday, March the 21st. We have our pre-Legacy Symposium workshop this Tuesday, March the 17th. We are getting you connected and an overstanding of AI agents. It's something called Agent Force that Salesforce has created. And then the following week, on Saturday, March the 28th, we're going to do a delegation down to pitch to the Dragon's Den producers. So we're going to do the Dragon's Den auditions. And before we go and pitch, we're going to do some preparation workshop just to support you in getting ready to pitch. And I forgot to click on this picture. So yes, proof is in the pudding. This was me on the show Dragon's Den. So we got some expertise. We want to share it with you. I feel like it's a win-win situation getting to pitch for Dragon's Den, even just going to audition, because the worst case, you get some good feedback from the producers. Best case, you get called back, you get to pitch to the Dragons, and again, best case, you get on the show and you can potentially get a deal. So I would definitely encourage, and I'm encouraging people to come down with us. So mark your calendars and please share with any entrepreneurs that you know that you feel has a great story to tell. It's not, don't feel it's only about the numbers. They do want to see that the business has some traction so that if they add fuel to the fire, it can grow. But a lot of times they invest in your story, they invest in you. And if you watch my pitch, the Dragons did mention that. It's like, hey, they're investing in this founder and they truly believe in the mission. So don't talk yourself out of it. We want to support you. I'm just going down there to cheer you on. I'm not pitching. I just want to support everybody else that is. So those are the events that are happening. So now we do want to pull up. Let me see if I can pull up. So shifting gears, as I mentioned, we started to use this platform called Dripify to start connecting with different target markets. And we want to start connecting with a new target market, which is executive directors of nonprofits, for two reasons. One, we are starting to create a community of nonprofit leaders, charity leaders, so that we can just share notes and be, connected. So I'll show you the community that we're starting to build. But beyond that, we also have some training that we can support executive directors to help them raise more money. And I'll show you real quick inside of our Google Drive, which is the reason that we actually created this program. Because inside of Google Drive, I keep track of all the different grants and different sponsorships or corporate donors. So all these folders are of things that we've applied for, and hey, sometimes we're successful, sometimes not, but we save all of these applications, and these are the templates that we draw from when we're applying for other grants. That's what makes it so much easier for us to apply for grants, because we have so many templates of things that we've done in the past. These are the things that we're giving access to for other nonprofit leaders. When you join our program, which is called Fundable in 30 Days, you get behind the scenes looks at all the different grant templates that we've created, grant applications, the successful ones, even the ones that didn't go through, they're still good as a template. So this is just to show you that there's so much money flowing around us. We have to learn how to position ourselves in front of that flow of money. And every day, I know there's other grants that you can go for. And so these are just the ones that we've been able to apply for. Like, we've found these and put in an application, and sometimes just seeing a draft, and a lot of times the successful ones help us write the new ones, because we know, okay, this worked here, we can just adjust it. So we want to make sure and share all this information with other nonprofit leaders. So I want to encourage you, if you are a leader of a charity, if you're a part of a nonprofit, if you're part of a grassroots organization, join our community. It's the Nonprofit Leaders Forum, where it's really new. So another nonprofit leader mentioned to me, he's like, there's not a lot of places that nonprofit leaders can just talk to each other. So we're hoping that we can build out this small community so that a lot of the resources that we find, we can put there, and we can just support other nonprofits as well. And then at the same time, we were able to build out the course. So if you want some more learning and to supercharge your fundraising, you're going to be able to sign up. So all that to say, we want to start reaching out to more nonprofit leaders. So I love LinkedIn. We're going to start posting on LinkedIn more, but we're also going to reach out directly. So let's start building out a campaign. And so if you remember, we've been using Dripify. So Currently, we're using it to reach out to secondary school teachers. I think we finished that campaign. I think that was a test one. We've been reaching out to property managers. Let's see, our acceptance rate's about 23%. So we've connected with 190 property managers. We're reaching out to real estate brokers to almost touch base with 1,000, like actually connected to 1,000 real estate brokers and even HR professionals as well. We've been able to connect with over 2,000 HR professionals. So this is where I truly love this platform because it just allows you to reach out and connect and then send a message to say like, hey, this is what I'm working on if you're interested. And you'll see people responding and they can say yes or no. They can say, hey, this is of interest, or no, I'm not interested. So we're going to create a new campaign. So we're going to click here and go new campaign. And we definitely need to, man, this week has been heavy. So it's almost 300 messages. My weekend is going to be swamped responding to everybody that sent a message this week. All right. So you first need to add leads. So the leads, we're going to look in LinkedIn. And as I mentioned, we want to find executive directors. So we're going to search that, but then we're going to filter. And you will notice I'm not using premium right now. I've had premium in the past, and I find it didn't really amplify what we were doing with Dripify. So we just left it off to see and test. So Lead Delta is actually another tool that we'll probably show you next week. That's the next step of LinkedIn where, yes, you connect with people, but how do you organize and keep in touch? Lead Delta is amazing for that. So we're going to talk about that next week. Today, we're talking about Dripify. So as I mentioned, we're looking for people, but we need to filter in a certain way. So we want to look for second degree connections. And then we want to go to all filters and we want to pick a specific location. So we're going to test out Ajax first, just so that we can see how it does. And so it should already be pulling in executive directors. So let's show results. And so you can usually search about 1,000 at a time. So it gave 10 pages. So this is about 100 people. So we go now and grab the address bar and go back to Dripify. So we'll add the leads. We'll do its basic LinkedIn search and we'll hit next. And then we're going to put that in and see how many. So we got about 411. So this is now searching executive directors in Ajax. So let's make sure that we're seeing. So executive director. Let's see. Executive director. Executive director, community living Ajax. So yeah, this is pulling in executive directors. Looks like of nonprofits. So this should be good. And then 411 in Ajax. So we'll hit next. And then if they're found in other campaigns, no, that's okay. They can stay. Oh, well, we probably already sent them a message. So we don't want to send them another message if you sent them something else. So ED Ajax. Actually, let me write that out just so I know what I'm talking about. Executive directors Ajax. All right, so that's our first lead list. We want to add another one. So let's do the Durham cities and see how many. So we have Ajax. Let's add Pickering and see how many results we get for Pickering. Let's see. So about 10 pages. So it should be just around 100. Let's see. So in Pickering, there's about 412. So again, if they're the same leads, because not sure if they'll differentiate between Pickering and Ajax, but we'll put executive directors in Pickering. And then we'll add that. And then we'll add another list, which will be all filters. So what's next to us? Whitby. We'll put Whitby. And then show results. And the current performing arts. Very cool. Executive director. The Doro Foundation. Nice. Executive assistant to the director. Okay. Probably don't want executive assistant, but we'll leave it for now. And we'll fix it later. All right. So this one, we'll grab it, put it in. So in Whitby, there's about 460. And then we'll save this, executive directors, Whitby. And we'll add one more, which is going to be Oshawa. Let's see. Oshawa. Okay, let's show the results. I'll check to see how many are in Brampton as well. But so far, okay, nice. This is Ontario Public Buyers. Very cool. All right, so yeah, Oshawa doesn't have too many. So put this in. So let's see, executive directors, Oshawa. And I'm curious how many are in Brampton. So let's check that. Brampton. Let's see. Okay, it's under 1,000 in Brampton. So we'll add Brampton. And we'll check for Mississauga as well. So we're going to run it with kind of the Durham and Peel. Well, if we're going to do Durham and Peel, we have to do Caledon too. Let's check Caledon. And Mississauga, we'll add those two. And then after we run this test, we'll add in Toronto. So we'll run this for about a week, and then we shall check out Toronto, because Toronto will have more than 1,000. So when it has more than 1,000, then you want to start to carve it up by employee size. So you do like 0 to 10 and 11 to 20. That way, because in one search, you can't have more than 1,000. So this will be executive directors, Caledon. And we're just missing Mississauga. So if Mississauga has more than 1,000, then we might need to split it up. So we'll check on this one. And list. So Mississauga is 1,000 plus. So that's where if there's more than 1,000, you typically want to section it by employee size. So let's see if we can find that. Okay, so for employee size, I think we might need premium for that. So we'll leave it for now. So we'll just leave it that it's the 1,000. But for when we do Toronto, we're definitely gonna wanna carve that. So we might need our premium back. Let you know if we get it back. All right, so now we'll go to next. And so the sequence, we've had where's our save templates? So our full sequence for new connections, I think it's this one. Oh no, prime outreach. That looks right. So we'll leave this one in. All right. So we want to create what happens if you send an invite and they don't respond. You do want to engage and like one of their posts. Then you do want to check if we can find their email. If they don't have an email, we'll check their profile and we'll end the sequence. If we do find an email, we can like a post. You can actually now send emails within here. So let's see. We can send email and then we'll write and we'll just end it there. So we do have to write an email for that. And then we want to send an invite. So if they accept, we'll view their profile and then we're going to send them an intro message. So let's write what will be the message that we send. So let's go to Calabash. All right, LinkedIn outreach process. Help me write a concise intro message to a new connection that is an executive director of a nonprofit or a charity. We are building a community of nonprofit leaders and wanting to connect and share resources. Okay, let's see what this comes up with. We should probably let's see what Claude says too. See which one we like better. Ask Claude to show you. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. Hi, I'm Claude. How can I help you today? Okay, so let's see. Hi, first name. Thanks for connecting. I'm building a community of nonprofit and charity leaders to share resources, ideas, and opportunities that can help our organizations grow and create greater impact. Looking forward to staying connected. Okay, it's okay, but there's no call to action. So, what would be a good call to action? Slighter, warmer version. Hi, name. Thanks for connecting. Connecting with nonprofits and community leaders who value collaboration, resource sharing, and strengthening the sector together. Glad to be in your network and looking forward to staying connected. A more direct version. Hi, first name. Thanks for connecting. We're building a community of nonprofit leaders to share practical resources, insights, and opportunities for support. Glad to connect and exchange ideas. Best choice, probably the first one. It's not bad. Let's see what Claude says. Okay. Hi, first name. Congratulations on the impactful work you're leading at our organization. I'm reaching out because we're building a community of nonprofit leaders to connect, share resources, and learn from one another. And your perspective would be a valuable addition. We'd love to stay connected and explore ways we might support each other's missions. So, what would be a good call to action? Because we want to say, because we do have a quiz, or that could be a follow up. Um, would love to stay connected and explore ways we might support each other's missions. Mm, I do like this one. Okay, so let's put this one as the first message. Okay, so hey, first name. So, hey, first name, congratulations on the impactful work you're leading at their company. I'm reaching out because we're building a community of nonprofit leaders to connect, share resources, and learn from one another. And your perspective would be a valuable addition. We'd love to stay connected and explore ways we might support each other's missions. I want to ask a question here. Would it be okay to send you a bit of detail? Like, would it be okay to send some additional detail? Yeah, thanks again. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, we're gonna test out this one first and see. Then we can like their post. We're gonna find the email, and then if we do find an email, this should be, yeah. We're gonna send a file. Send checking in to see if it was okay to send information about our. All right, so those are the two messages that it'll send. And then we do want to send an intro email. Okay. Claude, you're up. You got it right first time. Okay. Please draft for me an email that we can send as well as with details about nonprofit leaders forum that we have created as a community for us to share resources. Okay, let's see what Claude comes up with. Okay, we're not gonna leave you totally ChatGPT. Let's see what you got. Okay, first name. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to reach out and personally invite you to be part of the Nonprofit Leaders Forum, a growing community we have created to bring together nonprofit and charity leaders who are committed to learning, collaborating, and strengthening their organizations. The purpose of this forum is simple: to create a space where leaders can share resources, exchange ideas, discuss challenges, and learn from one another. Too often, nonprofit leaders are doing important work in isolation. We believe there's real power in building stronger connections across the sector so we can support one another and grow our collective impact. Through the Nonprofit Leaders Forum, we aim to share practical tools, funding, and partnership opportunities, sector insights, and conversations that can help leaders build more sustainable and effective organizations. There's also a space to connect and others with others who understand. Yeah, this email is too long. The email is good, but too long. Can we create a concise version that has a call to action? Them to complete quick quiz to see how their what would be the call to action? Should they do the quiz yet? No. That's for them to express interest in joining. Okay. Let's see what Claude did. I love to craft that email. I just need a few details to make it more authentic and specific. Go ahead and share those details. Oh, okay. What is the name of your organization forum? I'll type it below. What? What does the forum offer? Wait, how can I type it? Oh, okay. Nonprofit Leaders Forum. What does the forum currently offer members? So monthly meetups, resource library, newsletter updates, and fundraising training. Capacity building training. Okay. What is the desired tone of the email? Professional and formal. Okay, Claude, I see you fine tuning yourself, getting a bit more information before you jump in. While you work, let's see what ChatGPT is doing. Hey, first name. Hope you're doing well. Want to reach out and invite you to join the Nonprofit Leaders Forum, a community we created to bring together nonprofit and charity leaders to share resources, ideas, and opportunities for collaboration. The goal is to create a space where leaders can learn from one another, stay connected, and access practical support that helps strengthen their organizations and impact. If this sounds of interest, simply reply to this email and let us know you would like to join. We'd be glad to share more details. What would be a good details to share? Because right now, when you go to our site, so let's see. So we have the community. So we have the Nonprofit Leaders Forum. But the quiz, we have a funding readiness quiz. This quiz the dear first name, hope this message finds you well. I'm reaching out to introduce you to the Nonprofit Leaders Forum, a growing community designed exclusively for executive directors and senior leaders in the nonprofit and charitable sector. We created this forum with a simple but important purpose: to bring together mission-driven leaders who understand the unique challenges of running a nonprofit and to provide a trusted space to connect, learn, and grow together. As a member of the Nonprofit Leaders Forum, you'll have access to monthly meetups and events, facilitated gatherings where leaders come together to network, exchange ideas, and tackle shared challenges in an open and collaborative environment. A resource library, curated collection of tools, templates, frameworks, and guides developed specifically for nonprofit leaders and organizations. Capacity building training, practical skills focused sessions designed to strengthen your leadership, organizational strategy, fundraising, and operational effectiveness. Newsletter and updates, timely insights, sector news, and community highlights delivered directly to your inbox to keep you informed and connected. We believe that when nonprofit leaders are well supported, their organizations and the communities they serve thrive. The Nonprofit Leaders Forum exists to be that support system. We would be honored to welcome you into our community. If you're interested in learning more or join the forum, simply please feel free to reply to this email. Thank you for the important work you do every day. That's not bad. I like it. It is long. Here's your invitation email. Personalized opening. Add a clear CTA. Yeah, I do like that it gives a breakdown of what they get. Alright, so I hope you're doing well. I want to reach out. And I like this one too. What is the subject here? An invitation to join the Nonprofit Leaders Forum. Okay, let's go with you again. Claude. First name. Create a one pager that we can send to nonprofit leaders that gives an overview of the group. Based on the information below, create for me a flyer to invite nonprofit leaders. Let's see what kind of flyer it comes up with. Okay, I'll read and design and document skills first to make sure this one page looks polished and professional. Okay, now let me build a polished, printable one pager. Okay, let's see what you got. Let's see the questions we have. Have you identified and documented your top 3 funding needs for the next 12 months? Does your board of directors participate in fundraising activities? Okay. Can you produce current articles of incorporation? Have you completed annual filings? Do you maintain up-to-date? Okay. I think I want to add another question here. All right. So just one more question. Does your organization have a signature annual fundraising events? Yes, no. Okay. Do we ask them their organization name? I don't think we do. We'll leave that out for now. Okay, save. Then we want to make sure that this is attached to funnel. So the fundable in 30 days. Unlock your path to funding in 30 days. Let's put this into the email. Ooh, this email is huge. What can we? Oh, it can't even. This can't even be this long. Let's see if we can shorten this here. Mm, mm. Can I attach anything in here? No, I can't. Okay, let's see how this does. Okay, so we'll send an email, send 2 messages on this side. Can we attach anything? We upload a file. Let's see what it created. Community Leadership Impact Nonprofit Leaders Forum. Dedicated community, nonprofit, and charitable sector leaders connect, collaborate, and grow together. We believe that when nonprofit leaders are well supported, the organization and the communities they serve. Oh. Oh no! Can I edit this? I need to edit this. Dude, okay, I like it. But how do I edit it? I can't edit it. How do I just leave out that part then? see if it'll update this. I'd rather just go there and click it myself. But then, oh, maybe this would let you edit it. What did you do? You didn't do anything. Why can't I edit? Oh. Oh, I think it's still working. My bad, my bad. Okay, I think it's still finalizing. Is this a real website? That's the question. Does this website work? Let's see. No, that website doesn't work. Oh, this one does. Okay, can I edit this now? Why would you let me edit? Feels so bad using AI just to make one line change. Why can't I? Oh, what was an artifact? Okay, let's see if it fixes this. Wow, that was awesome. Fixed it so quick. Okay, download. Let's add this as an attachment. HTML documents? Why? I wanted a PDF. Oops. No, let's look at this now. Oh, but I don't want it as a web page. I want it as a PDF. Oh, what happened to all the niceties? Oh, when you save it as a PDF, it loses all its niceness. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna test this out. Still not accepted. Finds an email, likes their post, sends an email. Perfecto. Okay, so this is outreach to executive directors to invite to non-profit leaders forum. Okay, let's save that. Go back to the campaigns. So since this one is done, what is this one doing? Total leads continuing. Okay. Brokers. I think we're done with this one. Outreach to AR. I think that's old. Okay, so we'll pause this one too. Okay, so let's see how this does. We have 7 lists. We're doing, oh, yep. And then after, based on how these leads do, we'll add in the Toronto ones. All right. me stop sharing. Let me head to, where's the studio? All right, so I'll take this down. All right. Thank you for being with me this evening. Hopefully, our productivity pays off. I think that we're going to be connecting with a lot more nonprofit leaders and executive directors, and hopefully they'll join the forum and we can chat and share resources. So I'll keep you in the loop. Probably next week we'll test out and see the statistics on how many connections we've made, if people have responded. If they're not responding, we might need to change the messaging. It might be a bit wordy or heavy or not a good call to action. So we'll see. And again, as always, stay productive, and I'll see you at the next Night Owl. What should we call it? The Night Owl Productivity Hour. Something like that. All right. We'll talk soon.